Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for cheap and fast coins. Use code ZIRK for 30% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today is the next blog for Madden 21. So this is going to be about Face of the Franchise and also the classic franchise in Madden 21. Unfortunately, no Madden Ultimate Team news yet. That obviously is going to be coming kind of later. That's like one of the last things they tend to do is Madden Ultimate Team news, but today we do have some franchise updates. Before we go any farther, I do want to give a shout out to Dane Klassen for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn that notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. Also, if you guys have not already seen my video from earlier today, I did do a video going over the new Power Up expansion players, and I will be dropping a Calvin Johnson gameplay later today. So make sure you guys hit that sub button, turn those notifications on, and drop a like on the vid. But let's go over the franchise updates. I'm sure there's a lot to get into. So as you guys can see, today we're focusing on the updates coming to Face the Franchise and Classic Franchise in Madden 21. In the Face the Franchise section, you will see the chapters of your career detailed out starting in high school. We are also sharing the storylines you experience in your NFL career. Take notes of these storylines as they can happen in different years throughout your NFL career, which gives Face the Franchise even more depth. So let's get right into it. Face of the Franchise, rise to fame. So as you guys can see, you will create yourself as a player and jump into the Face of the Franchise, will shape your career from high school all the way to the Hall of Fame. High school, it's where you most start their journey towards adulthood, but for you, you're also about to embark on your journey into football stardom. Step into the halls where it all begins as you customize your high school experience by choosing your school name, city, and even your mascot. From there, your story begins to unfold as you're plucked from relative obscurity to provide depth behind the school resident's star quarterback, Tommy Matthews. Your backup gig is short-lived, however, as Tommy has been harboring a secret about his health, one that he shares only with you, leaving you with a crisis of conscience. Do you keep a secret and risk his health, or do you betray his trust and shed light on his potentially serious condition? Your decision will define your relationship together throughout your story, as you and Tommy at times teeter between best friends and bitter rivals. But through it all, you can find a way to join forces and you lead your team to the promised land, a state championship. Next up, of course, is going to be college. So your story doesn't end there, though, as you're thrust center stage on National Signing Day as 10 FBS schools vie for your talents. What starts off as a normal signing day ends with a dramatic twist after you don the hat of the school you've chose to attend. Once you set foot on campus, the stakes get even higher as you not only have to deftly navigate a quarterback controversy right out of the gate, but also have to figure out how to appease your domineering, old school approach, newly minted head coach, Red O'Brien, all while attempting to build your draft stock through 2 challenging seasons of college football and win a college football playoff championship or 2 along the way. As if that weren't enough, you're thrown out of your comfort zone and into disarray when Coach O'Brien delivers you an ultimatum. Either switch positions to running back or wide receiver, or pack your bags and take your chances in the NFL draft. That is actually something that I think is pretty cool, that you can go to running back or wide receiver if you want. So maybe if you actually just want to be a running back or wide receiver, you could do that. I think that quarterback is still probably the most fun to play as, so yeah, I'd probably stay a quarterback. Of course, we have the Combine and the Draft as well. So since 1982, the NFL Combine has been hallowed ground for the NFL's next generation of talent to showcase their skills for prospective teams. Now, it's your turn as you tread those very same grounds and put your abilities to the test amongst your fellow elite up-and-coming talent. But your skills in the field won't be the only thing scouts will be watching, as you're forced to step up to the mic at a pivotal press conference and either let fate decide where you go in the draft or help influence which team selects you. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Maybe they'll ask, what's your favorite team, or is there a team you like to go to, stuff like that. This life-changing experience continues when you encounter for a chance meeting with legendary NFL commentator Rich Eisen, as he helps prepare you for the most crucial event of the Combine, the event that can make or break your career, the illustrious 40-yard dash. So that's gonna be pretty cool to see. I wonder if like the 40-yard dash will have any effect on your actual like speed rating once you reach the NFL. I feel like it should. They've also introduced a new set of coach adjustments that will allow you as the defensive player to customize the depth of your zone drops for underneath zone defenders. These coaching adjustments give you the ability to change the drop depth of flat, hook, and curl flats. And I'm not really sure why that is being introduced in here, because that is actually from the gameplay blog, if you guys remember that. So maybe they did that on accident. Now we have some NFL storylines though, so your career will have numerous twists and turns as you navigate the many obstacles of the NFL, where you will be able to live out NFL storylines ripped from the headlines. So you can be the franchise savior. You've entered the NFL as one of the most highly touted prospects in your draft class, and that means an entire organization is putting their Super Bowl hopes and dreams on your shoulders. All-time greats were able to deliver on those championship hopes. Now it's time to prove that you're cut up from the same cloth as those legends. Next man up after being selected in the NFL draft by a team with a solidified start of your position, it's clear that even if your time isn't now, it will come soon enough. How will you win over the veterans in the locker room in the meantime? And if the time comes that you're thrust into action sooner than expected, will you be able to prove you're the man for the job like Russell Wilson did so seamlessly in Seattle? Then, of course, there's some other ones like understudy. Following an up and down college career, you were selected in the later rounds of the NFL draft by a team in search of additional depth at your position. Even though it's unlikely that future plans include you, these odds aren't necessarily insurmountable. Tom Brady made the most of his opportunity to step up back in 2001. Can you make the most of yours and earn yourself a starting rival? Then there is the bitter rivals storyline here. Whether it's team versus team or player versus player, the best rivalries are forever etched in the NFL's long illustrious history. Now in the social media area, it's possible for rivalries to become more contentious and public than ever. When you and a defensive player on a division rival get into a war of words on social media, it's only the beginning of the rivalry to come. It seems like there's actually quite a few storylines you guys can see. Like next up we have the Dream Team. Teams with great talents are forced to great expectations. Super Bowl expectations. Can you and your Dream Team come together and complete the Dream Team? There also is the comeback, the struggle coming back from a serious injury. In 2012, Adrian Peterson finished first in MVP voting after suffering a career-threatening injury the previous year. After an injury forced you to sit out most of the year, can you regain your form and reestablish yourself as one of the NFL's best? There's Turf War. Can you hold off the in-house opposition to come out even better than before, or is your job in serious jeopardy? So there's gonna be like competition in there, and then of course into the sunset when you finally retire. So it seems like there's a lot to do with face of the franchise. And then of course characters. So we actually have Snoop Dogg, which is pretty sweet. Tommy Matthews, of course, which is your career long rival and your friend. We have Reggie Brown, who's an interviewer and a friend. Coach Fetu Vaitai, high school legend and football coach. Coach Red O'Brien, defensive mastermind college coach Snoop Dogg. And of course, Rich Eisen, which is pretty cool. And then this is it. This is literally it right here for you guys that play classic franchise. And I've seen this, people talking about this a lot over on Twitter as well. It seems like they didn't really change much to actual franchise. Like you saw all the stuff that's coming for, you know, the new face of the franchise. This is classic franchise right here. This is it. The new X Factors make their way into franchise, so all the new X Factors coming to Madden 21, of course, they're going to be added to franchise. They also expanded the wild card playoff round to match the real life NFL, which now features 3 games instead of 2. Updated all rookie contracts to be more authentic to the actual draft rookie contracts for all 7 rounds. Retuned every position's available abilities to better consider in-game effectiveness of the ability and archetype authenticity. Also made the second ability unlock for most positions 85 overall, which it was 80 overall. They fixed multiple cases in logic of players considered for a dev trait upgrade at the end of the season, not checking the correct stat types. Updates to all team back-end depth chart philosophy so they match the team scheme. Added position-specific offensive lineman archetype progression buckets for offensive tackles, guards, and center to capture variance and overall formulas based on potential expectations. And of course, last year, I guess all offensive linemen were pulling from the same progression bucket. They also fixed an issue where defensive playbooks and schemes for our fictional coaches could be misaligned. That is it. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I didn't really play franchise. I'm not a franchise person. I'm not a face the franchise person. I'm strictly Ultimate Team, to be honest with you guys. So I know there was a lot more that could have been changed to franchise, and it seems like everyone who does play franchise, when you check social media, people are mad. So I'm guessing there's a lot that was wrong with franchises here, or just stuff that could have been changed. And for this to be it, I feel like they didn't do enough. So unfortunately, that is it for franchise stuff. But you guys can see what is coming next is playbooks, what we talk about on July 14th. So we have, 2 weeks now until we get any more Madden 21 info. So that is absolutely everything for today. I don't believe there's going to be another blog released today. Maybe, over the course of the next couple of days or the next couple of weeks, we will continue to get little hints dropped about some Madden Ultimate Team stuff. I know a lot of my viewers are Madden Ultimate Team fans, but for any of you guys that do play franchise, play face of the franchise, I wanted to bring this info to you guys. But be on the lookout. I will be dropping a 99 overall Calvin Johnson gameplay for you guys later today, so be on the lookout for that. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you drop a like on the vid, and of course hit that sub button down below. As I said, I never really played Face of the Franchise in Madden 20. I don't believe I actually played it at all. So maybe I'll dive into it in Madden 21. It does seem like there's a lot to it, some interesting storylines. Being able to choose between quarterback, running back, and wide receiver, I think is pretty cool. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.